I was in the Navy for 2 years, Navy Reserve, and my number came up in the draft, and I had a choice, go in the Navy or go in the Army. And I made the decision to go in the Army. There was a reason for that, but I won't go into that. But I took 16 weeks of infantry training, mostly heavy weapons, down at Fort Riley, Kansas. And as soon as I got out of there, they shipped us off to Korea. And as my training, I was in a heavy mortar battalion. And I thought, well, that's a pretty good deal. And we were the only battalion like it in Korea. We were a whole battalion of 4.2 mortars, the only one like it in the United States. So you can imagine we were in much demand. So wherever things were the worst, that's where we went. You probably heard of Pork Chop Hill, Sniper Ridge, name them all. We were overrun twice by the Chinese, survived that. We lost a lot of men. I lost 2 out of my squad. I wound up, even with my training in heavy weapons, they put me in the communication squad. I had to learn how to do that, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good job. I found out that was the worst job because now you were running up on the front line all the time, running wire and fixing wire, because without communications, mortars aren't any good.
There's 5 people in the tank. The driver, the assistant driver, the gunner, the loader, and I had that good position, tank commander. So you stand up out of there and be a good target. That was me. But I'm tall, but I could get short real quick. So that's well, you have to. In firing at the back blast, you can't. This is kind of a Stone Age fire direction that we had. All I had was field glasses, and then tell the gunner, and then he would pick out the target or that I picked out if we picked out the same place. And he'd fire, but I had to duck down for the back blast and then jump up with his field glasses and then try to see how far away it hit. So, but you get used to it.
Basically, I was an infantryman. All of us out there was infantrymen, just about. We had radio operators out there, machine gun, people who carried machine guns and things like that. But it seemed like every day we did the same thing. And our job was to engage the enemy before the enemy engaged us. So it was pretty rugged and hot as heck. Sometimes we'd have to go into like a bunker complex area and try to get the enemy out of there. And we'd throw grenades in there, or whatever we had to do. But some of these areas, they were amazing. It's like we're sitting right here, and you're on the ground. I never in my life seen anything like it. But we did what we had to do in order to, accomplish the mission. We had some good forward observers. They would call rounds in for us. We had a good captain. And we got along real good out there, That was the first time that I really operated that much with, with blacks, with white people. Black and white, so. And you was like brothers out there, with no difference, And, I would have people, some of the people would tell me, well, when we go back to the world, I want you to come meet my family, which I thought was nice.
If you all have ever seen the movie Private Benjamin, I was Private Benjamin. It was like, you're in the Army now, gal. But, we buckled down. I reported in November, the 4th of November, and I actually, before I went, I had to Google civil affairs to figure out what they did. I mean, been in the Army and stuff. I focused on, the medical corps, the nursing corps. I didn't know what civil affairs did. So I Googled it to find out, and I'm like, ooh. Anyway, so I reported in November, and I stayed at Fort Bragg until in February, and then we trained in as a civil affairs officer. and we mobilized to Iraq. It was during the surge. I went to Baghdad. We worked at Corps. I worked under General Odinero at Corps in the civil affairs, planning out all the civil affairs missions for the country. And supposedly what they say is, winning the hearts and minds. Well, we were concerned about the economy and rebuilding the schools and rebuilding the roads and the electrical grids, all those kind of things. I was like way out of my element. I did nothing hardly related to medicine or to nursing. But when I got there, my boss said, I'm going to make you deputy chief of plans. So, you're planning out all of the missions for all the civil affairs. And I said, you know what? There's all kinds of like CA Bubbas around here, and I'm just a nurse. Are you sure? And he said to me, nurses can do anything. I'm like, well, okay, here we go. Here we go. So anyway, there used to be a saying, be all you can be in the military, and I firmly believe in that. But sometimes it was hard to be all you can be as a woman. One of the things, when I went, I was like 51, 52 years old. What happens to you 51, 52? Everybody said, how you doing with that menopause thing? Are you like having some hot flashes? And I'm like, you know what? It's just like one big long flash over here. You don't know if you're like flashing or not flashing. And, there was times where I said, maybe this would be a good idea if they deployed. We should have a whole unit of menopausal women because you just get like mean as a snake, and it's just like, bring him to me. I'll take care of him.